for the Silence of the Lambs, man.
Hey, you're stepping on my.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back to the Five. Glad to have you on board today. Okay, brand new poll by Rasmussen. 53% of Americans support regular and automatic drug testing for welfare recipients. Another Rasmussen question: how should welfare applicants be tested? 53% say regularly. And finally, should welfare benefits be taken away from those using illegal drugs? 70% of us say absolutely. So, Gutfeld, here's the deal. If they're on the dole, if they're taking public money, then the public has a right to know how that money's being used and if they're using on the public money.
If you're on the government arm, then we get to know what's going in your arm. You like that? You know, it's funny. If you want to get off, this is an interesting thing. It forces you to make a decision. If you want welfare, that means you got to get off the drugs. If you want the drugs, you got to get off the welfare. So you're sitting at home going, which one do I do? Which one do I do? For Bob, it's got to be a deadly decision.
I'm sorry, I'm checking on my BlackBerry. This is really, if you look at this, what do you find on there? Hey, look, it's ridiculous, man. How do you make your fingers work on this? On a serious note, did I say it again? Man, I'm sorry.
No, you didn't.
I did. Okay.
That time.
All right, look, the idea that you would test people, whether they're on welfare or not, for drugs. When I was in that world, there were a lot of people who were, for example, members of Congress, who I happen to maybe have witnessed on occasion, doing a little blah. Now, should they be tested?
Yes,
should anybody?
Sir. Absolutely.
Well,
test Congress.
We're paying him.
I want to see what's in the blood of a lot of these Tea Party people anyway. But listen, the idea you would pick out a slice of society, it is the most unbelievable. I can't even believe we're bringing this up as a topic. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Why?
Can we just point out
that
because
why should taxpayer money go to drug addicts?
Why not?
Because here's what happens. They walk in, they get their unemployment check, they walk out, and then they go and cash it and buy drugs, and maybe there's a little kid or a little baby there who's starving. Yeah, That's the problem.
And Citibank gets money from the United States, and they go rip the rest of us off. Oh, now let's not talk about that.
We're talking about welfare recipients on
How about corporate
drugs.
welfare? How about corporate welfare?
And by the way, I don't know how many of you guys have worked for a private sector company that makes you go for a urine test because they screen you for drugs and will not hire you if you test positive. All right, let's move on to the Census Bureau. Put out a report. What qualifies as poor in this country? And it's actually stunning. You're poor if you've got cable television, more than one TV in your apartment or your home, DVD players and PlayStations, in addition to a refrigerator or two, microwave ovens, and so on. Andrea, what does this tell us about what it means to be poor in the United States?
Well, it sounds pretty good to me. I mean, look, I'm trying to make it in Manhattan. I have a microwave, I have a TV. God. I guess I'm poor in Obama Nation. Look, the poverty level has actually, under Barack Obama, gone up and hit an all-time high. What does that say about the president? That was one of the things he pledged to fix. So I think it's a very distorted view.
I see. Let's let all poor people sit outside in hot weather and underneath blankets. And by the way, Andrea, I really feel for you trying to make it in Manhattan. I mean, I know it's really rough on you, but you know, the idea, what is this, pick on poor people day? They got TVs. What's the big deal? What do you want to do, not have TVs?
I think the point is that
There's no point. The point is
a point,
I wasn't going to say racist, but I was going to say that I think most poor people in America are white, by the way.
But no, the point is this. The numbers have always been kind of ginned up for one reason, and it's to make our way into the idea of redistribution. There are more poor people. It's to punish everybody else. And, I mean, you got to work it. We have redefined the way poor people are. You have two TVs.
No, you raise the bar, so everything below the bar is now impoverished, and you need to redistribute the wealth from the top below the bar. If you raise that bar high enough, more people are on the public dole.
You should redistribute it, and you could redistribute toaster ovens at the same time. As your tax dollars. How's that?
Well, but if you raise the bar too high, all of a sudden everyone's under the bar and no one's paying for the people under the bar.
You still have an answer about corporate welfare and all the people in this country who are rich who get money off the government.
Really quickly, because we've got a jet. Bowling, isn't it true that in the United States, because we're such a wealthy country, that even the poorest among us are still way above the global average?
The craziest part of that census poll or whatever, the discussion right there is if you have a kid, he gets an Xbox too. I mean, no, really, is that really poor?
I want to take an Xbox away from the kids. Is that what you're saying? I mean, you guys, I mean, what happened to humanity? Let me quote this thing. Where is your decency?
I just wanted to figure out where the line of poverty is.
All right, guys, and scene. We'll be right back.